Blind Lounge
In a dark
Productions.
void, a light bulb explodes with the Blind Lounge logo appearing in the center and then disappearing.
This is me.
This is me.
This is me.
这是我。
This is me.
This is me.
And this is us.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to This Is Us, a show where I give you the opportunity to meet some of your fellow members and get to know a little bit more about them. Today, I got with me Christopher Douglas. How you doing,
Hey,
Chris?
what's going on? Not bad. Not much. Just here, relaxing, sweating in the heat.
Look, I hear that. So, real quick, we're gonna go ahead and get some of these formalities out of the way. So, we know your name. How old are you and where are you from?
I am currently 47, and originally I'm from Brooklyn, New York, Flatbush area.
All right,
And
Brooklyn.
eventually I migrated up to Florida in time, and this is where I dwell so far.
And you said what part of Florida?
Right now I'm in Deltona, Florida, which is in the middle, which is between Orlando and Daytona.
Oh, okay. You liking it? It's all right?
Except for the heat, it's not too bad out here. I mean, where I live is the suburbs,
Right.
so it's kind of quiet. So if I want to go party and make noise, I could go to Orlando. If I want to chill, I could just go to the beach the other direction. But where I am now, I mean, there's almost nothing really around me. So
Right.
it's a great place to like meditate, relax. I mean, it's bad when it comes to transportation, but at the same point in time, we've got a lot of delivery options going on from Walmart and supermarkets, so it evens itself out. Plus, the cost of living out here is a lot lower than in the other two cities.
Okay, that's what's up. So, for those of us who are total, like myself, can you describe yourself for me real quick?
All right, I'm about 4'2", 500 pounds. No, I am 6'1",
Okay.
about 237 pounds.
Okay.
I would say caramel colored. I'm black. West Indian heritage.
Okay.
Currently, I'm sporting locks because I was bored with nothing else to do.
Okay.
So, what else can I say? I mean, that would be the best way to describe me.
Okay. How long are your locks? I'm assuming it's been growing since all of this COVID-19 stuff.
Nah, so far it's about down to my shoulders, and that's probably been about a year and a half worth of growing.
Okay.
I know the lady that usually does my hair, she don't have a fit because I don't like going it's like every 2-3 months you're supposed to get it done, and right now it's been like almost half a year since I've seen her. So she don't have a fit when it comes time to retwist them.
Oh man. So, since this is a blind group, what's the nature of your blind or your blindness, and how long have you been dealing with it?
Okay, I'm just diabetic retinopathy. Hold on. Okay, I'm diabetic retinopathy, and I've been dealing with it somewhere from 2006. I was having problems with my eyes, and they didn't really know that's what it was.
Okay.
And then when it came down to, let's say, 2011, that's when I fully lost my sight.
Okay.
And I've been through maybe about 6 or 7 surgeries on my eyes, and it never got better.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at now.
Well, obviously you're a brother from another mother, because I suffer from that as well, and multiple surgeries. It got worse and worse, so I definitely feel your pain. And then real quick, as far as the Blind Lounge goes, how did you come in, and then how have you been liking it so far?
Honestly, I was just putzing around the internet, and because I'm in a couple of other blind groups, and after a while you get tired of some of the rhetoric that's in there.
Right.
And then I happened to just, one day it popped up, the Blind Lounge. So it was choice between that or Afrocentric something.
Okay.
And I got the request from this one, so I was like, okay, let me see what's that like. And so far, I like it because, I mean, it's a lot open, and a lot of people tend to hide things in life.
Right.
You know, as a matter of fact, it's funny because I was just looking at a post, and you know, people were saying, you know, they were giving their opinions on stuff, which is great, and there wasn't any bickering and stuff. But in another group, you couldn't write a post like that because everybody is so uptight about the topic.
Right.
So now, let's say you meet somebody, right, and you're not talking about stuff like that. Then you interact with that person on a one-on-one level later on, and then they have a totally different idea. You know, that's when problems happen because it's two totally different idealistics is the word.
Right.
Or two different ideas.
Ideologies.
Because,
yeah.
Right. Good ideologies.
Right.
And because in the group, nobody was afraid to talk about it, you know, that's why we have the problems we have now. Where in your group, it's different. You're able to express yourself, you know.
Right.
I'm not saying go around and offend everybody, but I'm just saying at least we get a chance to find out, okay, this is what this person likes. Okay, maybe this person's too much for me, or maybe this person's not, or stuff like that. And you get to chill more like that.
Right.
It's like a lounge.
Yeah. Look, the nice choice of names, huh?
Correct.
And so I know for myself, and I'm hoping I'm correct in saying this. I believe I am, but I just want to make sure. My first time getting introduced to you was, I believe that you starred on Desiree Marcotte Downing's version of Real Talk when she did the takeover.
Yes.
So how was that experience? Because I know you guys talked about addiction, I believe. Was it?
No. Was it? No, mental health.
Mental health, that's right. Okay, my bad. I apologize.
It was about mental health, and it was me, her, and Anthony Soriano.
Yeah. Shout out to Desiree and Anthony.
So, I mean, it was a good experience, you know. Anthony and I are both from the same city, so, you know, he would have some of the experiences. I mean, he may have different, but, you know, we kind of know how the city runs. Right. Desiree is the country girl from Kansas, so, you know, it was, you know, country girls.
Right.
Well, what can you say?
Right.
No, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it was fun. It was relaxing. It wasn't nothing that was strenuous, and that's one of the things I like about the group.
Right.
Nobody forces you into something.
Yeah. And, you know, and there's actually, like I said, there's a lot of stuff, especially here recently, that, you know, is coming up that, you know, we're asking people to participate in. And that's one of the things that I love as well, is because as time goes on, although it can be slow to get started at times, you have people who are now starting to come out and say, let me participate in this. I would like to voice my opinion on that. Excuse me. And I think that's what it's all about. So,
right.
You know, at this point, would there be any other shows that you were interested in participating in?
Yeah. I believe I reached out to you already about popping up on the Triple Crown.
Uh-huh.
And there are a couple other, actually, I can't remember all of the other ones that are out there, but there are one or two I think I wanted to go on. I believe there was one on finances somebody was doing. I wouldn't mind trying to pop in on that one, you know, to get, not only to try to give advice, but also to receive advice.
Right.
Because the only way you're going to be able to learn through life is to actually exchange information.
Right.
No matter what you do.
Right.
So, yeah, there's some that are there that I would like to shed some light on.
Okay.
Throw a different opinion at times.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, and as far as your background and stuff like that, what could you feel like you could possibly bring to the table to maybe help somebody else?
Well, I'm a non-qualified speaker in almost all kind of life events. Okay. I mean, I grew up as a certified automotive and diesel technician.
Okay.
But I also worked in sales for many years. Plus, you know, keeping your ear to the ground, you listen to people. I talked to people. At one point, I was in some religious groups that help people.
Okay.
So I have a religious background, but it's not, let's say, what to say. I just, you know, I've listened to people, and I can try to understand people on where their perspective is, and try to shed some light on maybe other ways of going around. Because when the person is patient, you get a chance to listen to what a person has and what a person's going through.
Right.
Okay. It's like I was listening to a couple of the shows you guys have, and I see one of the things is I see a lot of people saying about how guys are aggressive and this and that, and they talk about what they want men to do, you know.
Right. But
I noticed they really don't talk about how to cure that problem. You know, right. You come to a guy or you come to a girl with a whole list of do's and don'ts and what we are and won't do, but we never talk about things we're willing to sacrifice to get it done. And I think that's one of the things that's lacking in certain cultures.
That's true. I mean, again, like you said, and you bring up an actually good point. It kind of sparked my interest. It's almost like, you know, we talk about, or a lot of us do, including myself, we talk about what we want and what we want to change, but we don't talk about how to change it. And I think that's an interesting concept. Yeah. You know. So, you know, they always say, you know, you can talk about what you want, but until you put action to it, they just thoughts, you know.
There you go. There you go. And I liked when, I forgot who it was that said in one of the conversations, they said, one of the things you got to do is you got to know how to put your pride to the side.
Yeah.
You know, if well, for me and growing up black, it's funny because in another group I saw a lot of conversations of people talk about discrimination and stuff. Now I could jump up there and scream discrimination all day long, but if I'm not paying attention to what other people are saying, then I'll be screaming about the wrong thing.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I don't know if I explained it right, but
no, I hear you loud and clear. You're making lots of sense to me.
Okay.
So, I know you mentioned earlier about making the big trek from, you said Brooklyn, New York, right?
That's right.
All the way down to Florida. Right. So you officially have become, or went from being a quote unquote Yankee now to a Southerner. So what has been the biggest change for you coming down south?
Oh my God. Well, first off, it's not just one thing, it's a bunch of things. I mean, the whole lifestyle was different.
Okay.
I mean, I went from somewhere where, well, not only temperature-wise, but people are frigid up there. You know, everybody's looking out for number one.
Right.
When you come down south, I mean, you do have your dangers, yes, but at the same point in time, everybody's more smile and open. Hey, how you doing? Stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, I've had friends who come down from up north, and, you know, when they walk into a store and the people are like, hey, how you doing? Come on in. And people looking at, and my friends be looking at them like, why are they harassing me? I'm like, that's not harassment. That's how it is. You know,
right.
They're so, you know, quote unquote Southern hospitality.
There you go.
And you don't really get that up there in New York. You know, you walk into a place, everybody's looking at you like you're going to steal something. I mean, down here they do that too, but it's more with a smile on their face, which you're not accustomed to.
Right.
I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that, but it's true.
But it is, yeah. I know my father's side of the family is from Jamaica Queens, New York. So a lot of times as a kid, we used to go up there, you know, just to have family reunions and stuff like that. And I was actually talking to some of my friends. One of the main things I remember them saying as a kid was like, we would go to Manhattan or whatever, and they'd be like, look, don't walk around and be smiling and stuff like that and looking around all up in the sky and at the lights and stuff like that, because you're automatically going to stick out and people don't, you know, like, excuse me or let me hold the door or none of that.
No.
So
you will stick out like a sore thumb. Like if I'm pretty sure if I go up there now, I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb.
Right.
You know. That was part of it. The cleanliness of versus the city versus down here was totally different. I mean, the last time I went up there, it was funny because I posted a picture on Facebook of like maybe a 20-foot long, 10-foot high pile of garbage to be picked up.
Oh wow!
You know, you don't see stuff like that down here. I mean, before down here it was a lot cheaper, and it still is the cost of living a lot cheaper than up there. But there is a lot of slack down here that you don't get that you get up north. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, with this virus, you know, this is a whole new ballgame. We getting slammed into the technology age quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was just talking to somebody about it. It's like who knew that a little virus would be the reason why we are now, you know, more now reliant on technology.
Right.
Because I always believe there was a push for this. Okay. Because being an inner city youth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can ask a lot of people. I mean, all of this was going on down here with school shootings. It always happened in New York. It always happened in Brooklyn. When I graduated high school in 1990, we had metal detectors and cops patrolling inside the school. It was like that.
Right.
All the schools were like that. But then down here, it wasn't like that. I was shocked. The first time I went to a club down here in Florida, you walked in and they didn't check me for security or nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you just walked in. Mm-hmm. In New York, you go there, they're going to be like, okay, take off your belt, your shoes. You know, you think you're going to an airport.
Right.
But now that the virus is in play, I mean, now everybody wants to be homeschooled. Everybody's working from home. Everybody's shopping from home. Everything is delivery. Automated is just going to take over. I don't know if everybody's going to go back to how it was before. Because the nature of people is always sometimes to be lazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely.
We'll see how it goes.
It's definitely me personally, and I don't know how it's gonna be when everything is said and done or over with. But I definitely will say that life as we knew it will probably not go back to how it was. So what it will be, I'm not quite sure. But the days of 2019 or even 18, I don't think we're going back to that. So
nope, and especially seeing that everybody, I can understand they want people to be safe. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But a lot of things were said just to placate people. And until there's a cure, it's not going to get any better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the sad part about it. Because as a matter of fact, one of my friends, I found out, just came down with it.
Oh, wow.
So I'm hoping she's okay. She's getting better because she came down with it and they told her just to stay home. So she's been staying home. Now her husband, who's older, I mean, she's got to be careful with him because he's an older person.
Right.
So I'm just hoping that they pull through.
Yeah. Well, definitely sending good thoughts and vibes your friend's way, and hopefully, she pulls through. So yeah.
I mean, same here for everybody who might be listening to this, or if you got somebody that's sick, I mean, I hope everybody pulls through and wish for the best.
Yeah. Amen. So, you know what, and I know when I first called you, and even now, and every other time I've called you, when I tell you, you be jamming in the background. So, so give us a little bit of some insight behind your music taste and just everything.
Okay, so, like I said, my parents are from West Indies. So, growing up with that background, they used to listen to everything. I mean, growing up when I was young, they used to put on WLIB, which is an AM station. At that time in New York, they used to always play music like what I'm playing now in the morning and other things.
Okay.
And then, you grow up in school, you're listening to Hot 97.
Oh, yeah.
DJ Red Alert, DJ Kid Capri, Funkmaster Flex.
Yeah.
Used to listen to that until I moved down south. Is where when I went to Tallahassee, that's when everything changed. Because when I moved to Tallahassee, that's when, and I got, my cousins were in FAMU and some were in FSU. So I started getting introduced to Uncle Al, Luke, Trick Daddy, Katrina, Basetown DJs.
Yep.
Things like that. So you start hearing that music and you're like, oh my God. And the whole 808 or 404 bass experience.
Right.
You start listening to that. And then, of course, like I said, I'm West Indian, so I'm not Jamaican, I'm Guyanese. So we more listen to soca and calypso.
Okay.
Which is a little faster. And if you've ever been up in New York around Labor Day, then you definitely know what it is.
Right.
Of course, now, it's a totally different experience when you start going outside the United States to experience Carnival.
Okay.
But, I listen to the Carnival music and listen to all those people from either. So my genres go from somewhere from the 80s all the way up till all the way up to maybe 95, 2000, and then I'm kind of selective whatever else I listen to. I'm not gonna knock the new age music, but they have some goodies, and they got some others that I like pretty well.
Right. Yeah. It's funny. I was always told, as you get older, that like your taste always kind of grows, but then it's like you always start to look back at how music used to be and compare it to how it is now, and then you're kind of like, I ain't really feeling that.
Yeah,
So,
it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens because as soon as I start feeling like that, and I'm just going through some other stuff, then I'll hear something by what's that other song I heard the other day by Marshmello? I think Silence.
Okay.
I can't remember the song, but it's a tight song.
Mm-hmm.
It's an R&B song, and I was like, hey, this is pretty good. And then, you pick up a couple of them, but after a while, you get tired of the ones that sound the same.
Same, yeah.
And I mean, every genre has that, but that's a wear out sometimes when all the artists want to sound the same.
Yeah, I know and this is something that we talked about. Shout out for the show. Who did it best? So that we were talking a lot about music, and one of the funny things that I always mention is that it always seems like people, I guess, in ways are kind of maybe fearful or scared to kind of try something new. But when that new thing kind of comes along, you'll always see like carbon copies coming right behind it. So it's always like, you kind of go through that period of time where it's like everything sounds the same because the person who stepped out on faith to try it ended up blowing up and it became something. So,
right.
So that's a big thing that I'm seeing right now, that kind of copycat mentality, I guess, if you will. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unless you come out with something, even if you're using the same beat, as long as you come out with some lyrics on original sound, you more than likely be good. But a lot of people just straight copy it, and it doesn't work out. Right. I mean, they do that too with reggae. I mean, I've heard they have what they call rhythm mixes.
Okay.
And you'll hear the top ones, but then when you keep digging up on that name or the rhythm style, then you'll hear like 50 other songs under that same rhythm. Right. They all sound the same, so they all got pushed to the side.
Right. So, okay, if I had to ask you for suggestions, somebody who were interested to start listening to Carnival music, what would be the top 3 artists that you would suggest?
Let's see. First off, I need to know whether you're looking for something that's live and jump up, or are we talking about something that's more old and slow? So because a lot of people would like something like Marshall Montaro.
Okay.
They'd like that, or if they like like Destra.
Okay.
Sometimes if you like funny songs, you may get something like Bungie Garlin.
Okay.
Because he's got a couple good songs out there too. I mean, it all depends on what you want to listen to on there. But Marshall Montaro, he's got the most amount of songs on there.
Okay.
So he's got a little something for everybody.
Gotcha. Okay. So last but not least, when I tell you, I'm a Facebook stalker. I'm going to go get the information and everything. So, I did Facebook stalk you a little bit. I can admit to it. But okay. one of the things, look, that's what a good interview is supposed to do. So, but one of the things that I noticed as far as in the group, you post a lot of like games and jokes and stuff like that. What kind of inspired you to do, a lot of those like just interactive things within the group?
Because a lot of the times, and I don't want to get too serious on this one.
Okay.
A lot of the times, being blind, a lot of people have that idea that the world is over and we're not going to have any more fun.
Right.
And they turn sour, and then they forget what it is to have fun.
Right.
And I'm not talking about people who've been born blind. Okay, because their life experience is totally different. But anybody who has grown up, and if you know what sight is, and to lose it, a lot of them get jilted and frustrated and angry. And then they sit in the corner, they sit in the background. I want to try to pull people out. That's why I'm trying not to just post something that would be uptight and offensive to people. I want to post something that usually either makes somebody think, or I try to post something that'll get somebody's attention, because I like to know that every time I post something, at least there's at least one extra person that either liked it, disliked it, or at least commented on it that has never commented it before.
Right.
Try to help with everybody else keeping the ball rolling, because I have a different mindset to what you would have. You would have a different mindset to what a lot of other people would have in the group. Right. Everybody's got a little something different. Right. You know, just like who was it the other day? I think, and my phone might pronounce it wrong, but like Nice Sheka, she likes to post musical stuff at times. Okay. So I'll throw in a couple posts on her to see what music. Right. Or I'll put down somebody else's post something just to keep the ball rolling, try to get people's mind active and keep going. I mean, that's what I would try to do. Right. Other than that, I love a good joke at times.
Yeah. Well, you posted up one, and I just gotta know the answer. What is the answer to the one with the rabbit and the elephants and the parrots and the monkeys? What? Please tell me what the answer to that is.
To be honest with you, there is no answer to it. There is no answer, because it's a mathematical and grammatical question. No matter how you look at it, there's always another way to look at the question. It keeps your mind going. And the funny thing with that is, I posted it in your group. I posted it in on my page. Right. And my sister had copied it and posted it on hers. And between the three, I mean, people were just trying to find out left and right. And I think up to for the next 4 days, people would just keep replying with what they thought might be the answer, or trying to, come up with the logistics of it. Right. But I will say for this, nobody got argumentative and stupid. And that was the one thing that I was happy about.
Yeah, that was a real good accomplishment, because I'm telling you, that happens frequently on posts like that. So that's something to be definitely proud of, So, but yeah, man, so I'm going to get ready to go ahead and draw this to a close. But like all my other interviews, I always give you guys the opportunity to ask me anything if you like. So do you have a question for me?
Yeah. What's the pay going rate for this? I mean, usually, in Hollywood, they pay people like about $15 an hour, and with the initial like $80 for just the interview fee.
Well, sir, so, I mean, when you signed your legally binding contract, that fine print at the bottom, I don't know if you was able to, if CNAI was able to read it for you because it was so small. We kind of wrote in there that you don't get a check, But I mean, hey, I'll share your stuff if you like me to, you never know, You might get discovered, you never know.
You know what they say, share, comment, subscribe.
Amen, yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about, well, then again, it all stopped, because I was thinking about going up to Georgia, because, they got that movie place out there.
Movie place? What do you mean?
What is it called? I forgot the studio, because
they Perry Studios.
I think that's the name, where they film Marvel and stuff. I wanted to go out there and hang out there, because my nephew was in a couple of the Marvel movies. Right. And I wanted to go up there because he said he met some of them, and I was just going to hang out and start charging people for stuff. Because that seems like a great way to make money these days.
When I tell you, literally, and I always say, it seems like Atlanta is becoming the new like LA or New York. When I tell you, it's like the Hollywood scene, and for those of you guys who are Marvel heads, I think Black Panther was filmed out here in Atlanta. So yeah.
All the Marvel movies were, all of them were, because like I said, he was in Spider-Man, he was in, and then he just did brief appearances in the two Infinities. Oh, okay. But all of them are filmed out there in Georgia.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was definitely starting to become a big booming business. So hopefully once this COVID-19 stuff starts to calm down or pass altogether, business will get resumed as usual. So, yeah.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully.
Yeah. So, all right, everybody, this is Christopher Douglas. So as you can tell, he's got a lot to share and offer for the group. So if you guys want to talk to him, don't hesitate to reach out and message him and see if y'all can answer one of those questions that I guess there is no answer to, apparently, so I can stop having these sleepless nights. So
That's all right. Wait till I come up with the next one.
oh man. Well, this time I won't pull my hair out trying to figure out if I got it right or not. So yeah.
All right, you think so?
Nah, man, I probably will.
Okay.
So, but all right, you guys, y'all enjoy yourself, and we'll be hollering at you later.